It is so hard to believe that I have been on staff at The Crossing now for over a year. Welcome to vlog number 5. My name is Tony, if you don't know who I am, and I'm a filmmaker in St. Louis. We're sitting in my home office. Quick tour. So it's like 10:30, I just got home from work, but I wanted to take a few moments and process with you some of the things that I have been learning over the past year working full-time as a videographer in a fairly large church. First, a little backstory. I was a worship pastor for about 5 years in a smaller church. It was a church plant. It was only a couple years old when I came on staff, and there was only one other guy. It was just me and the lead pastor. So I did a whole bunch of different things. I obviously did a lot of the worship. I did a lot of the coaching. I did a lot of small groups. I did a lot of the training. But I also did church awareness. So like community awareness, all of that kind of stuff, church marketing, our graphic design, and through all of that, I had to learn some skills in photography and video. And the more that I learned, the more that I really loved that skill and that craft. About the same time, we had a little girl, her name was Paisley, and we decided that it was probably time for us to move on and figure out what's the next stage of life for us. So we want to move back to St. Louis so that we had some family support, and I ended up taking about 4 months off and just enjoying the summer and taking photos and video and spending time with my family before I jumped into my next job. And I really was trying to figure out, do I do something with music? Do I do something with video? I had a whole bunch of different opportunities throughout that summer and ended up at The Crossing September 5th, 2017. So it's been a year since all of that has happened, and it has been just a great experience. There's always times with new jobs and new people in your life that you're just never sure what's gonna happen. But for me, it was really cool. I had the opportunity to just lean into the craft and the skill that I felt like I was developing and just embrace it and run full on into it. So here's a few things that I've learned in the past few years about developing yourself as a creative. Number 1, if you want to grow in your creativity, surround yourself with people who are way more talented than yourself. And this is easy to do. One of the first things I did when I moved to St. Louis was I got hooked up with a production company that shot weddings. And I just spent time with those guys, and I shot weddings, and I learned how they do things. I learned how they edit. I learned how they film, all of those different things. And it instantly upped my game as a videographer. I learned so many different things from that. Once I got to The Crossing, I was put on a team of creatives that are so talented, and we lean into each other, and we challenge each other, and we push each other, and we help each other grow. And when we get stuck, we lean into each other. It's amazing. It's amazing how that works. So you may be thinking, I don't have time to go film weddings, and I'm not part of a giant creative team, so what do I do? Well, there's a simple way for you to surround yourself with people who are more talented than you. And this is something I've been doing for the past few months, and it has been so awesome to meet new people who are super talented in photography. And all I do is I just go on Instagram and I search St. Louis and whatever it is I'm passionate about, whether it's a specific camera, whether it's about a certain type of photography or a certain location, and I'll just start to message them and say, hey, what's up? You're passionate about this too? Let's get together sometime and go shoot. And it's that simple. And through that, you build a relationship where you guys use the camera to lean into each other. And it's been great. I've met so many different people. So many different people. It's awesome. All right, another lesson that I have learned is to constantly be creating. And this can be hard because there's seasons of life that just are overwhelming and you just don't have time to do whatever it is to create. But the truth is, if you're not creating, you're not getting better. And if you are creating, you are getting better, even if it doesn't seem like it. Even if you take 1,000 photos and you look back and you're like, you know what, I can't see a difference between my skill from the first 1,000 to the next. But you are growing. And through that process of constantly creating and constantly trying new things, you get bored with some of the old things that you do, which pushes you to grow farther and farther in your craft. So constantly be creating. No matter what season of life you're in, constantly be creating. And so the last thing that I've been kind of processing through is that there's always a balance in life. So for me, there's three basic areas for me. There's work, there's home, and then there's passion. And those three things have to balance each other. Sometimes I will be working extra at work and my family suffers, or my passion suffers. You know, sometimes I'm shooting a lot of weddings from, just passionate growth, but then my family suffers and my work can suffer. So there always has to be this balance, and you are the only one that can determine your balance. One of the best things for me is that my work tells me you can work only 40 hours. In my last job, I worked like 100 hours because that's just what I did. There was always work to do, so I always kept working. But here, I'm actually hourly, which is crazy. So I work 40 hours and then I go home. I have the weekends off. And it's been really, really, really beneficial for my family and my passion. I just have a lot more time to develop my own creativity outside of work. And I also have time to just pour into my family, which makes me a better person. I have more energy, I'm more creative. It's just crazy the difference when you find that balance in your life. So those are a few things that I've learned in the past year working at the Crossing. It has just been an incredible ride the past year, and I'm so happy where I'm at, what I'm doing, and how it's all working out, and the balance of family and life, and picking up some freelance jobs, and being able to just constantly create. I'm even enjoying this vlogging. It's been really fun to just talk with people and see how they've been learning and growing through just a few minutes of me sitting in front of a camera. And so if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe. I would love for you to like these videos, comment in the comment sections. That helps other people see this content that I'm creating. So I'm asking you right now, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I want to keep putting out videos. I want to keep helping other people grow. And I think that this is a really easy way for me to do it. And it's super fun. Other than that, I hope you have a great week, and we will see you in the next video.